Hey guys, SweetBananaGaming here, coach of your Orlando Solgaleo, here with Week 10 Battle Prep in the PGBL versus the NY Charmanders. And this will, in fact, be the last match of the main season. Now, we do need to win this battle in order to qualify for the playoffs. But as you guys may know, if you've been paying attention to these videos, I've kind of got a win-win scenario on my hands because, yes, my super competitive side absolutely wants to go for this and make playoffs. With that being said, though, with the stress this has been putting on my schedule this time of year, I'll call it a silver lining if I don't happen to make playoffs. But that's not the competitive spirit. I'm a competitive person. I would like to make playoffs just for the bragging rights of it all, and it would be kind of a cool little comeback for us to make after a shaky start this season. But either way, win or lose, it's been a fun experience, and but it will be a relief when it's over for a little bit, just to decompress. But anyway, let's get on with the match. You can see my opponent's team below. We have that Infernape traded over from the New York Rumpigs a few weeks back. So Infernape is on our radar again. A lot of power on this team that we're facing. You see we've got the Mega Sableye, the Kyurem, Florges there as a special wall, the beast that is Hoopa Unbound, Tornadus Incarnate, Registeel. There's some big names on here. So I'm going to go over this team. I'm not 100% sold on the team that I chose. I mean, you know, surprise, surprise. I always have some misgivings about every team I put together. But you'll see I could be missing a few things with this team, because there's certain Pokemon that I don't think I have covered well enough, but we'll talk about it. I think this might be the best I can put together as far as keeping a balanced team. The one Pokemon that you will not see here that I wanted to bring is the Latias, but I need Espeon, and I'm pretty sure I need Slowbro to take hits, so having a third Psychic type would just not be good. Any knockoff user would have a field day. Hoopa would have a field day. So for now, this is my team. We have the Mega Tyranitar, Indra, the Thunder Punching Tyranitar, with, you know, same set and that we've had for the past few weeks, just with Thunder Punch as the elemental punch of choice. Now, I do want to go back and consider maybe putting Ice Punch instead, just because, again, I don't have a lot of answers for the Hippowdon, and really Paul is my best answer for the Hippowdon, my Slowbro. But it's going to be, if it's in the sand, it's going to be plus special defense, so maybe I want to hit it on the physical side. That is another thing, is that I tried to take advantage of Hippowdon bringing the sand. I mean, he'll probably try to take advantage of my sand and bring the Hippowdon, but I might as well take advantage of it as well. So as you can see, I've got two Pokemon that can benefit from Sandstorm. I'll get to Landorus more at the end. But yeah, the Hippowdon is the one thing I'm not sure about. It gives me potential reason to swap out Thunder Punch for Ice Punch. I forget what my Ice Punching Tyranitar is called. I did consider Thunder Punch for like the Leavanny and the Registeel, but I have other super effective options against them. So Thunder Punch was mainly something for Blastoise, and if like maybe Tornadus was a little bit low and I didn't want to risk missing with Stone Edge, something like that. Or if I didn't want to risk a switch in with Tornadus, I don't know. Something like if I wanted to Earthquake someone, I get Thunder Punch instead. But then I do have to be wary that, of course, the Hippowdon is not going to be affected by Thunder Punch. So I will kind of run those calcs and see what Ice Punch does, but I think I'm going to go with Thunder Punch. It's not the best option, but like I thought about running Crunch, but Crunch isn't really going to do me any favors here. There's no dark weaknesses on this team, so I don't know. We're having it like this for now. Next we have Espeon. We're bringing Espeon back, and the main reason, well, the two main reasons would be for the first two Pokemon there on the list, the Mega Sableye and the Kyurem Black. We have the Farium Z with Dazzling Gleam. This Farium Z, you know, I didn't run the calcs on what Twinkle Tackle is going to do to Kyurem Black. I thought I did. But I did run the calcs on, oh, actually, it has a decent chance to one-shot the Hoopa Unbound. If Mega Sableye is specially defensive, Twinkle Tackle is not enough to one-hit KO it. But if I do get some chip damage on it ahead of time, like it does 83 to 98%. So I just need some decent chip damage, and I'm good to go with that. But even regular Dazzling Gleam is a two-shot on Hoopa Unbound. On a specially defensive Sableye, if I'm lucky, I'll be doing 50%. But that is what Calm Mind is for. If I get a Calm Mind or even 2 up, I'll be doing more damage, of course. And then if I can do more than 50%, it would be like I could potentially 1v1 the Sableye, depending on what moves it's running. I could potentially 1v1 the Sableye and just eventually take it out or force it to switch. Also, I obviously take out the Hitmonchan and the Infernape with no problem. I one-shot with either Psychic or Psyshock. And Psyshock, I just made a note because Psyshock hits on the defensive side, that on a physically defensive Florges, I can do like, I can give a 3-shot to it, which is not that much, but Florges is kind of a special wall that I don't have any answers for because I don't have any good poison users, and my one Steel-type Aggron I didn't want to bring because it just gives me another 4 times fighting weakness along with Mega Tyranitar. The two really don't have the best of synergy together as far as shared weaknesses. I might have brought it anyway if my opponent did not have 2 dangerous fighting types on his team, as well as that Hippowdon. So, it is what it is. Also, because of this Mega Sableye here, the Magic Bouncer, I did not bring any hazards. Again, I also didn't bring any hazard removal, even though I wanted to bring Latias. So I'm kind of running here. You might set up rocks, but I can't imagine what other, I don't think you have like Toxic Spikes or a Spike setter, no web. No, Leavanny can be a web setter, but I have so many things that take out Leavanny easily, I'm not even sure if my opponent will bring it. So Stealth Rock might be the only thing, and I don't have anything on this team that takes too much damage from Stealth Rock, but I do have, of course, Magic Bounce Espeon to sort of just prevent any shenanigans if I have a proper switch in. I don't know if I'd switch in on the Hippowdon, which could be the Rock Setter, as it can run Crunch or Knockoff, I think, but it's an option that I have. What else on Espeon? I think that's about it. I considered running Choice just so I could be guaranteed to outspeed any of his Pokemon that might be choiced, because I naturally, except for Tornadus, Espeon naturally outspeeds everything on his team. But of course, if he scarfed someone, that would make up for that. But I could scarf my Espeon, but not gonna do that because I need the Farium Z. I want to be able to do big damage to either Hoopa, Mega Sableye, or Pyram over there. Okay, let's go next to Raikou with the Life Orb. Raikou just generally here to do big damage. The same set from before. Has to be Rash Nature, which is unfortunate. But because I can't be max speed, so I don't know for sure. Like, if I were running max speed, I would outspeed everything on my opponent's team naturally. But being, I have to check who I outspeed and who I don't. Like, a max speed Tornadus should probably outspeed me. Max speed Infernape will probably outspeed me. Maybe nothing else on his team would outspeed me. Maybe Kyurem, but I don't think so. So I should still outspeed most of his team, barring a Scarf. I did think about bringing Sticky Webs in case of one or more Scarf users, but again, I just don't want to get into it, like use a Pokemon slot, only to have it backfire on me with the Sticky Webs, with Magic Bounce. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a risk, but I think I'm going to be running without hazards this time around. Anyway, Raikou. A Volt Switch is enough to one-shot Tornadus. It's almost enough to one-shot Blastoise on a high roll, but Thunderbolt is a guaranteed OHKO on both of those Pokemon. So that's self-explanatory. I didn't check Hidden Power Ice. I need to check how Hidden Power Ice goes against Leavanny and Hippowdon. Probably won't be doing too much to the Hippowdon if Sand is still up, but it's just something, know your calcs. I haven't checked... No, let's see. Aura Sphere, which... is a 3-shot on Registeel, on a Calm Registeel, if I assume specially defensive. A Again, not great, but it's an option if I want to just get some damage off. I don't think Registeel has any recovery options, so yeah. And I do 73 to 87%, I believe it was. I do a lot of damage, unless that was for, because I know one time I accidentally calced regular Kyurem, but I know I definitely two-shot the Black Kyurem, so with Aura Sphere. So again, and I don't know that it has any recovery options, so it's just something to have there. Raikou can kind of be just like a suicide chip damage user, or be Volt switching in and out depending on whether the Hippowdon makes an appearance. I feel like he'll have to bring the Hippowdon because I tend to like having electric options on there, whether I bring Galvantula or Raikou or have Thunder Punch on a Pokemon. He'll probably want to do that and take advantage of my Sandstorm. Like I said, I mean, even though he can set his own Sandstorm, but you know what I mean. But yeah, oh, and Thunderbolt, I could potentially two-shot Mega Sableye with the Thunderbolt. So again, just to get some good damage on, you know, maybe get lucky and get paralysis, even though, you know, we're not going to try to count on hacks. Yeah, so generally just doing a lot of damage. Life Orb is the same set that I brought to the last match with him. I was thinking of a different move to go for, of either replacing Thunderbolt or Volt Switch for something else. But to be honest, I kind of like Volt Switch as the pivot option, and then Thunderbolt as the just massive stab damage option, so that's that. So next we have Ambipom. Now this is an Ambipom, much like last week. I'm thinking I'm going to have to try to get myself a new Ambipom. Soraka Hero is coming back into town, and this set, I want Low Kick on this thing. Because I was thinking, all right, my original plan was because I saw the two fighting types, and I thought I want to do the normal gem fake out acrobatics set. The problem being, I keep forgetting that acrobatics does not stack with technician. So in other words, if you don't have an item, the base power of acrobatics, well, just in case you don't know, with acrobatics, the main thing is it's like a 55 base power normally if you're holding an item. If you're not holding an item, it gets doubled, so 110 base power. So when you're holding an item, acrobatics gets boosted by technician because it's base power 60 or less. When you're not holding an item, acrobatics gets raised, doubled in power first, and then it's decided whether or not technician is applied. So technician is not applied to acrobatics with no item. So unfortunately, I can't massively abuse acrobatics like I had wanted to. But then I thought about it anyway, and it's like I outspeed Hitmonchan and Infernape naturally, but they can both carry Mach Punch, which if I've already lost some HP from Fake Out, I'm in KO range from that. And also, I could just fake out and use another move. Excuse me. I could fake out and use another move, or and knock them out just as easily. So I also thought about Aerial Ace because I just figured, all right, well, why not just go for the Technician boost with more base power than Acrobatics? But in the end, I decided, again, I didn't want to be, I shouldn't bother trying to 1v1 these fighting types. And Starter Hero suggested Low Kick to me, which does, between Low Kick can do up to 88% Black Kyurem, which if I combine that with Fake Out, it's a dead Kyurem, pretty much. So that would be good, because Kyurem is a huge threat. The thing is that Low Kick is, of course, a transfer move, so I'm going to see if Starter Hero could lovingly provide me his, because he just reads his mons so quickly and levels them up and has a lot more free time than I do. So I'm seeing if I can get my hands on one of those, which, by the way, on the timeline of this, a little side note, this is coming out late. Yeah, it's coming out on Monday because we couldn't do our battle until Sunday night. So yeah, all these videos are going to be a little bit late. So this is going to come out on Monday morning, and then around noon time, Eastern time, the battle should come out, something like that. Anyway, back to the business. Yeah, Fake Out alone does like a quarter to a third to Kyurem, Black Kyurem. It almost two-shots, well, it could two-shot Infernape. Not that you could use Fake Out twice, but it can do over 50% to Infernape and to Hitmonchan, which is pretty sweet. Like, even if I don't stay in to take it out, I could just get massive damage, or I could revenge kill with Fake Out. That's how awesome Fake Out is. So yeah, I'm probably going to be going Aerial Ace. If I can get my hands on Low Kick, that'll be good. Do a lot of damage to Black Kyurem, an easy two-shot. I was debating whether to keep knockoff on, just to get rid of some items. But knockoff, again, nothing on this team is weak to dark. So I decided instead I'll just stick with the stab double hit. Double hit on a high roll, double hit alone could one-shot the Infernape. And double hit just has a good option for Florges. Again, I want to be hitting Florges on the physical side and not having anything super effective. I just want to hit it as hard as I can. Double hit, if it's bold, double hit will almost certainly be a two-shot on the Florges. And so if it's not bold, if he decided to just like put it all into special defense, then I should be doing even more. It should be a clean, easy two-shot. So that's that. Then there's U-turn, which easily one-shots Hoopa Unbound. So I have two U-turners that you're going to see. So that's mainly for Hoopa. Unless Hoopa's Scarfed, I should have no problem with that. All right, so let's move over to Paul, the Slowbro. I was debating whether to go with physically defensive Slowbro or especially defensive Slowbro because, you know, they both have their perks. And I tried to base it off the team. And the main thing I based it off this time, because Sableye can kind of be physical or special. Hoopa can be physical or special. Even Infernape can be physical or special, could be mixed. But so I was looking at things I know. Kyurem will probably be physical. Kyurem can be mixed too, but Kyurem's best moves are physical. Let's see. Hitmonchan would be physical. Those are the main ones I'm worried about. And something to go one-on-one with Hippowdon potentially. So those are physical. So I decided to go with bold, my bold Slowbro, Paul. And also because I figure it's generally safer to go with the physically defensive because I can usually calm mind to get my special defense up. So it kind of makes up for that. Then I can be a wall like in both directions. So same set, the physically defensive set. And this, I can potentially take a Thunder Punch from Infernape. It could be a two-shot, but it had to be the highest roll. And with Leftovers Recovery, I might be okay. Again, it's not something I want to sit in on, but if I switch in and I have to just Scald it or Psyshock it, I can. I can survive a Fusion Bolt from Black Kyurem. Again, it's a two-shot, so it's something where I'd want to be able to come in, take a hit, and just finish it off. With Slowbro being a revenge killer, if you think of it that way. I still have to take a hit, but and Thunder Punch on Hitmonchan will, and I believe this is Adamant with Iron Fist boost, only does more than 50% on a high roll. So it's not the tankiest tank against these physical hits, but I would definitely rather have the full physical investment just so I can take them a little bit better so that I have a small chance of it not being a two-shot. Fusion Bolt's always a two-shot, but again, I can sit in a turn and finish it off, or if I need to sack off Slowbro, I can buy another turn. You know, it's just, I'd rather take those physical hits. Meanwhile, like, speaking of doing damage, Scald can do up to 95% to Infernape, because Slowbro is a beast. That is not boosted, so if I have one boost, I can one-shot Infernape. Psyshock can do, it has a small chance to one-shot Hitmonchan, and Psyshock can do up to 92 or 93% to Infernape. I've not checked the calcs on the others, but if I get some boosts up, that could be good. I should check if I Psyshock after some boosts on Florges, that could be an option. But yeah, you know the drill with Bob. He's just there to do what Bob does, or she. All right, last we have Landorus. We're going to try to bring back Lando for the Orlando Solgaleo's last match of the main season. We're doing the Choice Scarf set because with Choice Scarf, it allows me to outspeed anything on his team that's not Scarfed, barring any priority. I don't know if Black Kyurem is an Ice Shard user. Could be. I don't know if he'd use a move slot on it. But the only priority I'm looking at as a possibility here are Mach Punch from the Hitmonchan and the Infernape, which doesn't matter much to Landorus here. Also, Intimidate is a nice option just to there's a lot of physical threats on this team, so switch in, U-turn out. And speaking of U-turn, once again, one shot to Hoopa. This is part of why I have you here. Also, I don't always give a lot of credit to Landorus's attack stat, because a lot of times I Scarf Landorus, and it does limit me a lot on how versatile Landorus is. I'm still not a master at using Pokemon when they're choiced. But I think I need to in this case just to make up for it. Like, Landers could use some more speed, and this will help me do it. But it's got the power. Earthquake can almost two-shot the Mega Sableye, depending on its spread. On a high roll, I can two-shot it. So again, just getting a big chunk of damage off. On a high roll, I can also two-shot Black Kyurem. Again, these are not Pokemon I'd necessarily stay in on. I probably wouldn't stay in an Earthquake on them. I'd probably maybe go in, Intimidate, and U-turn out. But just so I know my calcs, I can one-shot the Infernape with Earthquake. I can get really close to one-shotting Registeel, actually, up to 80-something%, which is good because Registeel can be really annoying. I mean, I haven't had any of my opponents that have had Regis bring them to our battle, but just knowing that they're there is an annoyance. Okay, so like I said, U-turn, one-shot to Hoopa, and just use for pivot in general. Probably one-shot the Leavanny now that I think of it. Stone Edge. You know, I should check my calcs against the Florges too. Stone Edge, two-shot on the Infernape. I mean, it's neutral, but I just want to, have it in mind if he switches in. Not that he would switch in. I don't know. Just looking at my options. Does up to 74% of Black Kyurem. Not bad if it's already whittled down a little bit, or if I get that crit, which I do have a high chance for crit. That's that. Stone Edge also one-shots the Tornadus. Not that Tornadus would stay in on me, but maybe, could play a risk expecting an Earthquake. I Stone Edge instead. There you go. And knockoff. I did have a knockoff here. It's a two-shot on Hoopa. Now, when I say it's a two-shot, it's not technically a two-shot because it'll do like a little over 50% the first time when it knocks off the item, and then it won't have the item to be knocked off, so it won't do that much the next time, so it probably won't take it out. But I could Earthquake or Stone Edge from there, or U-turn this time. I could U-turn and one-shot the Hoopa right off the bat, but this is just in the event of either switching, him switching. I guess that's it, me catching him on a switch. But yeah, that's pretty much my team. Again, I feel like some things are missing. Like, I wish I had a better answer to the Hippowdon. Again, I'm going to pick on Ice Punch on Tyranitar. And the one thing I'm worried about I'm worried about two things. One is if he chooses to scarf any of his faster mons, or more than one. But I mean, having too many choice items can really limit you, as I found out the hard way earlier in the season. And the other thing is the priority, like Mach Punch, on his two fighting types. Other than that, I think I'm okay. I mean, a lot of his powerhouses, if I get in the proper scenario, I can 1v1 them pretty well. But it could get rough if I can't get a good matchup. Because a lot of my stuff can't one-shot anybody, like any of his bigger threats. Which is, again, I'm relying so much. I really wish I got more than one use of Twinkle Tackle, because that is going to be the main thing. Depending on if he brings all three, Mega Sableye, Kyurem, and Hoopa, which he very well might, it's going to be a bit of an issue. Espeon is going to have to do a lot of work, which would be difficult. But I do have the potential. I don't know if there's anybody Espeon can stay in on and set up on. Maybe Florges? If he brings the Florges, I don't know if he'll bring the Florges, because I've seen him use it as a cleric, and I don't have a lot of like status inflictors or anything like that. I don't know. It could be though, but Espeon, hopefully Espeon can do a lot of work. Maybe I can get the chance to set up. Who else could I set up on? Maybe Registeel, but Registeel just walls me, so I'd have to set up a lot for it to not wall me. So I could maybe set up some Calm Minds on the Florges. Other than that, I'll have to see. Anyway, that's going to do it. If you are excited for Week 10 of the PGBL, even though we're a little bit late, go ahead and leave a like down below. Leave a comment showing your Orlando Solgaleo pride. This could be the last match of the season. It's the last match of the main season. And you know what? Win or lose, I'll be pretty satisfied. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon for our Week 10 battle versus the New York Charmanders. See you then.